Let's go to Tim, who's on the line in Sioux City, Iowa. Tim, you're on the Ken Coleman Show.
Hi, Ken. How are you doing?
I am living the dream, Tim. How can I help?
I just had a question about a toxic work environment. So
Okay.
I just graduated college. I accepted a position out of the company. And after 2 months, I realized that the environment was toxic. I didn't really fit. You were only allowed like 3 personal days, and it just wasn't something I want to be into. But I read online that, you leave your job within 6 months to a year, that it looks bad on a resume. So I guess my question is, should I leave this job? There's other jobs I've been looking for. And so that's my question. Should I leave this job and pursue something else?
Well, I want to know more about the toxicity you're dealing with because you're 2 months into this job and right out of school, right?
6 months. It'll be 6 months in November.
And this is your first job out of college?
This is my first job out of college, yes.
Okay. And all I heard you say that was toxic was that you only have 3 personal days. Can you explain that to me?
So I get 3 personal days, but then the toxicity of the environment is there's narcissistic management. It rolls down from the top. If you go and you approach management with suggestions, they're not open to them. They're like, "This is my company. It's not your company." There's gossiping around the office. People are yelled at. People are ridiculed for doing things. Stuff like that.
Okay, all right. I just wanted to make sure because all I heard was 3 personal days, and that would does that just mean vacation days? Is all you get is 3?
No, that's sick days, and in order to take the sick day, you have to be like, really, really sick. There was one.
Okay, hold on a second.
Employee
Hold on, Tim. Is that really the big issue, or do we really have poor management? Is it a situation where you're fresh out of college and you got all these ideas, and you took them some ideas and they didn't like them? And it hurt your feelings, and then you feel like you should, if you got a sore throat, that you should be able to stay home?
No.
Okay, all right. I just want to make sure.
No, it's
because
a toxic environment.
Okay, then great. If it's a toxic environment, then you want to look to get out. Don't worry about the job gap. That this idea that if I'm only 6 months somewhere, it's going to look bad. That really doesn't matter. It just is not. It's a non-issue. We're seeing in corporate America right now, where companies are much more willing to hire people who've been out of the workforce for a long time. So stay-at-home moms who are getting back into the workforce. I cited this from the Wall Street Journal last week. So I wouldn't worry about the fact that you've been there 6 months because it's going to take you a month or two probably to get something else. And it's not that big a deal. Millennials are changing jobs in their first year. It's not that big a deal. I would just be very careful about how you discuss it. I would just say, hey, it wasn't the right place for me. It's my first job out. I took it. And I know now, having been there, that it's just a better environment and different culture that I'm looking for, and go the positive. Don't run them down, because even I was a little suspect at first, the way you let out of the gate with, you have to be really sick in order to take a sick day. I kind of agree with that. You know what I mean? Like, if your tummy hurts, big deal, go to work. Unless you are, walking around with a communicable disease, if you can focus and do your job 80%, you should probably be in. That would be my take. But anyway, Tim, I'm fine with you moving on. But again, find something else before you leave. Just because you've identified that the place you're in is not a great environment, that it's toxic, it doesn't give you the right to just jump off of a cliff. That doesn't make sense. So buck up, put your big boy pants on, and until you find something else is what I would say. Then we exit.